Welcome everyone. This is a Google Hangout, and this Google Hangout is taking place for the B2B talk that we were having on Big Marker that gave us a lot of problems today. So we came over here to Google Hangouts. So if anyone wants to hang out, we're doing some shared notes. So if you want to take some shared notes as we go along, one of the key things we're speaking on is first, some basic things you must do if just to be in business, even if you have a brick and mortar. Our focus is more on brick and mortar businesses, about using technology to grow your business. But there are some key things that you need to have in place, even as a brick and mortar. And one of those things that you really need in place is you definitely need a business page, a Google. I don't even know if we have this here, but I'm putting it on a shared note so you can share it and keep these notes. But you definitely need a Google. People that have a brick and mortar have a Google business page where you input. Hey, here's Shimon. He's joined us.
Hey, Jacqueline.
Hey, how are you? We'll go back to the shared notes. Well, one of the key things says the Google business page, and we're going to go give you the listing. But what makes the Google business page relevant is that what it does, it lists you as a business in Google, which puts you in the Google directory, which puts you in a major search engine. And what they do, they will verify. So you will tell them, this is my business at this address, phone number, contact, hours open. And if you want to, you can put up images, your website, contact, and it's like a great overview of your business, you know, what it's about, your products, services, and as it's a great overview, but they are going to send out a card for you to verify. So you look for that in the mail, and you go back to the computer and enter in the verification information, and now you become verified. And verified means that Google sent you something in the mail, and someone took that information in the mail and verified it, so that that is an address that's, you know, someone is actually at receiving mail for that business, and that is how they verify you. So you want a business page and you want it to be verified. So set up your business page, allow them to send your card out, and make sure you take the time to verify your business. So and that gets you started. And with that, it gets you the basis of a local search marketing. And one of the key things that we're going to be talking about, local search marketing. People come into an area, they may be new to it or a different side of town, but they may still want something to eat. Like, I want something to eat. What are some pizza places? What are some black-owned businesses? Or I'm, you know, visiting. Is there anybody that do black hair in this area? If I put in black hair and I put in this address and look out 5 miles from where I am, what's going to come up? You want to be able to come up in such searches. And that is the value of the local search marketing. And you start that off with your Google business page, and you make sure that you have one of these business pages over in Bing and Yahoo. Make sure you have your business listed in these major search engines so people can begin to find you on their local search. There are a lot of apps that people can use to find things locally. Long as you have yourself listed, you automatically come up in these databases. It doesn't cost anything, it's free. So that's the key thing that you want to do. Here you can list specials, different things. And then when one of the things we're going to be talking about is local marketing, local search marketing. Part of that also is when at your location, there are certain websites you can put yourself on. When people say, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here, you want to make sure that you're there. So you want to say, hey, store's open, and people say, oh, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here, I'm at this place. So when they do that, if you come in and you have a sign-in store, if you come in from this time to this time and you state and you put out on social media that that you are here, and you pop up and we see your information, we'll give you 5% off. We'll give you 10% off. These are just different things that you can do in order to use local search marketing. And what's real important is that this is all mobile driven. To use mobile marketing to bring in foot traffic, to connect with people on the internet, and to use these localized tools. These are internet tools, but they're all local based. They're based on your location, and they're great for driving foot traffic and sales. So what do? You announce these specials in the store. Anybody on Square, it's not Square Marketing, but it's you can do it on Facebook. There are several different entities at which you can do. And I found out that was my backlog, because Jamal and I were on the telephone and I was hearing myself through the phone. So we resolved that problem. So there are several websites where you can just say where you are, from Twitter to Facebook. There are special ones. I can't get them all now, but there are special websites that you just specifically say where we are. Instagram, you want to be able to do it, but these where people check in. You're looking for check-in sites. And we have Mr. Lazone Graves up here, and he's definitely another excellent person for local businesses. So we're going to bring him on in a moment. But what you want to do is check in, and you want to provide incentives for people who check in at your location. And all of these things are mobile driven. So people are taking their phones and their pads and they're checking in. They're saying that I'm here. If say if you do this between 3 and 6 o'clock and you blast it out, you blast it on Twitter, blast it on Instagram. When you use Instagram, and another tool I want you to use is Vine, and you add these to your notes, because right now, since I'm speaking, I'm not going to take notes, but anybody on a shared note, you come in on a shared notes, you get to share it. Please add your information as it's different information. But what you want to do, you give people from 3 to 6 o'clock. If you check in and you share it with your friends, check in and share it, then we will give you a 10% discount. And you get either it could be general 10% discount, it could be 10% discount on certain things, certain areas, whatever. But you're encouraging sales, especially of the people that are already in the store right there, and then of people who may be in the area, people who are on looking and may now come down, because you're giving them enough time between 3 and 6. If they're getting off of work, they may come down there. You may want to do a 4 to 7, depending on your location hours. But people have a chance to look, chance to stop by, and to trigger people to actually buy who may be in your store just looking. And another great statistic, people have found that even though people actually go into stores, but then they pull out their phone to look for deals. So they're in your store, then they may be doing comparative shopping or seeing, because a lot of stores like Michael, I've done it. I go into Michael, I pull up my phone and find out if I have any specials or coupons before I go check out, to see if I can save additional money. So people are doing that. They're in your location. They're pulling out their phones looking for specials. So when you pop up with these things, and this thing pops up over their social media on their phone, then they're going to come up and they're going to take advantage of these specials. You also have an opportunity, in order to build your list. Now you want to be at your email list, and you want to build your mobile contact list. And your email list should also have, of course, you want to request mobile phone numbers, cell phones, and so that you can connect with people over your mobile devices. So what you may, at your point of sale, this I feel is the best place when people are standing in line at the point of sale, place a sign, nice and visible, And let me see if I have the sign around. Okay, here. This is not what it specifically what it says, but as you can see, and I'll bring myself up. But this is a point of sale display. So you have a point of sale display, and you put this on the counter, nice and pretty, whatever you want. But here you state, sign up for our email list, receive specials and discounts. Then text this certain thing, text certain code or whatnot, and receive a certain amount of discount or something free or something special on your next visit. You've done a couple things. While they're up there waiting to check out, they can sign up for the email list, make sure they confirm, and then they can get a coupon for the next time that they come back. This is something they can do during checkout. Or what they may do, which I sometimes do at the supermarket. A couple of us are checking out together. Someone gets a great coupon for so much money off the next purchase, and we hand it to the next person when we go more than one person in line, and then that person immediately takes advantage of that coupon. But what that has done is excited everyone. So, and believe it, everyone comes back, and we may definitely share the news how you can get a great deal at the market or at whatever store or location that you're at. So you definitely want to take advantage of your point of sales. That is your counter. It's great to have things up there, but everyone should have some form of messaging at your counter, at your point of sale. There's some form of messaging that you should have, and you need to take advantage of these people's mobile devices, and you want to use, I would say, use that space and time to grow your email list. You have an opportunity if you want to tear off, where people can tear off. You can have a box that they enter their things in every week, every day. Someone can win a prize, win something free. You can even have you can collaborate with other businesses that would donate something that people could win once a day, once a week, however you choose to do it. But it's based off, again, those people filling out their information and so that they can join the email list. This is one of your key strategies that you want to use. Take advantage of your space. Now I am going to bring on Mr. Lazone Gray, and he will, sorry, I had to put my sign back up. I apologize. I know we should be moving around. But I want to have Mr. Lazone Gray talk to us a little bit about any of his recommendation for local businesses. Lazone, how are you, sir?
I'm good, and you?
I'm doing good, great, sir.
Good, good.
Great. So what are any recommendations that you would recommend for brick and mortar businesses about simple ways that they can leverage technology to their advantage to grow their business?
Well, of course, there's the regular ways of, as far as utilizing technology, we're focusing a lot on video production, strategic video production, editing, and social media marketing of those businesses. Now the technology has, you don't have to spend $5,000 and $6,000 for chip cameras. There's some better cameras on the market. Learn how to do some storyboarding. Video within itself is proven to increase conversion rates now. Keeps people on your website longer. Can get you to get more donors and those existing donors that you have to give. So I think one of the things that we looking at is to really focusing on how to tap into video production and marketing for small businesses that don't have big budgets. They don't have to go out and get a big production team, but they do definitely want to find an individual or small business that can do it right. I think that that's probably one of the effective ways, and then you can do all of these strategies that you're talking about, how to make sure you have the right captions, using the annotated in YouTube, really using some of these more simple tools to um, market and promote yourself. And if we are supporting each other, I see your video, I share it on my Facebook pages, other places, have people within your network get that viral thing going. So uh, that's one of the ideas that I think right now is probably uh, we should really be looking at and not sleep the opportunity to do that.
Yeah, right. Well, you're definitely correct, Zone. Video is very key. And again, people are using videos over their phones and on their pads. So one of the key places, Instagram definitely for our short videos. But please, people, please don't sleep Vine. Vine is also a great place. It's not known as much in our community. We don't use it as much, but it's very hot. And what it is, that what you're recommended to do is a series of 10-second videos. So these 10-second videos, but they need to tell a story. So some key things are, if you're not an expert, and even if you don't have you may not have the expert camera, and you may not even want to engage actually doing video. There's some video that you can do with a great phone. It's got a great camera on your phone, on your pad. And when you want to go larger, that's where you contract with other services. But for these services to really make sense and make cost-effective sense, you need to have some base elements in place. Now, a lot of you may have a store, you run your store all the time, and if you're looking to grow your business, you need to go online. Your local reputation is not going to translate just because you're online. So one of the key things, do you have a logo? And what is your brand story? Do you have a definable brand? If someone were to ask you what's your brand, do you have 5, 7 words that describe your brand, that describes the store and why, and its unique, what you call your unique selling proposition, like why you over your competition? It's like, do you have 5, 7 words, or 7, and maybe even up to 10 words that will describe that? And then once you go from there, storytelling is extremely important these days. Even the format for SEO has changed and is very narrative based now. So what narratives do you want to be telling? It's great. I mean, content truly is king. And it's great to share content and information from others. But even when you do that, you want to what they call curate their content, and you need to add your insights. You need to start telling your own story. So sharing pieces of information are great, but all of these should be, this information should be garnered around your own brand story. And this gets you into storytelling. So if you have to partner with a writer, do you know somebody who writes great books? We have great authors. Partner with someone that authored. It doesn't even have to be the techie person. Let's partner with a great storyteller. Who tells great stories? Everyone probably knows playwrights, authors, writers. And again, you go to your marketing people. But I want to make sure when you come to your marketing people, you have a framework for what you want. You need to have this brand story. And once you know the story, get it written, you can translate that story in writing. That story can be translated in video. It can be translated in imaging. So once you know the story and you have the basis for your story, and you keep building off your story, you have characters. Who are the characters in your brand? Who are the characters and who does what? And what happened this day? And what happened that day? And what's exciting? What's going to keep me on edge and making me want to come back to you to learn more? So if you start taking your information and cultivating it within your brand story, because you have a story every day, you're getting up, you're doing this, and there's a why as to why you do certain things. Why do you choose this over that? Because you feel your customers, why don't you choose that? Well, I've heard so many times businesses say, well, our customers, that is not what they like. Our customers, this is what's important to them. Now, and if you share that and indicate that through your brand story and your storytelling, your people will feel like, wow, they know me. They understand me. This is the place I want to be. We buy from that which we know. So the better you teach people who you are and make them feel that they know you, allow them to get to know you because we buy from that which is familiar. So you have to become familiar. And that's the great thing about technology. It allows you to become familiar at much less of a cost. And now once you have that brand story, now you go to your videographer, because you take your short little vids and all, what's great, but you need a few key quality commercials and quality stories. Like, hey, I want to tell my stories. I want to do a series of 3 minute, 5 minute videos. So, you can do actually a 2 hour shoot, 2, 3 hour session and create a whole series and a whole string of various different things that you launch at different times that can take you across anywhere 3 months to a year, depending on how you break it up and how you use them. And that's a wise investment of time and money. So when we speak on strategy, that's what strategy is. What is the best way to engage a tactic in order to grow your business, grow your awareness of your business, because the ultimate goal is you want to make people aware, make people comfortable, you want to bring people in, you want them to look, and then you want them to buy. That's your whole goal and process. So how do you do that strategically with the greatest quality for the least amount of money and the least amount of effort? And that's why strategy is so important. With the website. This website will communicate all of these other things for you. And so we're going to get back to Mr. Lazone Gray, and I know Shimon does it too, but he has a service and they offer websites, and what's so great about it, he teach young people, and he has great young people that do websites. And these websites are great. I'm trying to open you up, Lazone. Are you open? Okay, there you go. So tell us about these great websites that you do that are ideal for these brick and mortar businesses, especially if they're first getting themselves out online.
Well, we've moved a long way since hard coding HTML with a lot of uh, more sophisticated sites. Many times, whoever your web host is probably get a free install of Drupal, Joomla,
Mm-hmm.
WordPress. Personally, I'm trying to move away from websites, but I've also noticed that a lot of significant campaigns are being run off of the WordPress uh, platform. So one of the things, eventually, as they say in sports, when you get too old to play coach, I'm trying to get more off into inciting and instructing young people about building websites with WordPress. They may not become the coders and programmers that I want them to be, but there are developers out there that have a lot of widgets and plugins that are already built, at least to get them to understand the principles. There are Fortune 500 companies that use the WordPress platform, so I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel. Uh, there are responsive teams now like there were not years ago. So that's pretty much what we're trying to do, not to take them into understanding Joomla and Drupal, which are used by a lot of universities because of their content-based and content-driven sites. Uh, and beyond just coding, which there's a lot of conversation out there about coding, which is definitely great for app development. But we're dealing with some young people in our communities who really have not been incited to this technology, trying to sort of wean them onto wanting to know more advanced coding and understanding the technologies that go behind what they see. So we're sort of focusing in on uh, WordPress because not only is it a little bit easier to teach, but it's also easier to try to help show a small business owner how to sort of do some of the manipulation on themselves so they don't have to keep paying somebody through the nose just to make maintenance and ongoing uh, changes to their website. If they don't have the time, it also makes it easier for young people to do it. We want to teach them the entrepreneurial skills. You may get paid one amount, which will be larger, construct the website, and then just dip in every now and then just to make some tweaks and different things for the individual business owner. An
Great.
example on WordPress is that they have a plugin where you can make coupons. Well, once you make the coupon, you can click and share it, on your Facebook and Twitter and things of that nature there. So the business may not have time to make the coupon. Hey, for 45 bucks, I'll make the coupon for you and promote it for you on social media. So
Great. Great.
let's try to transform that. How are these skills translated into dollars in my pocket? And that's really
Hmm.
what the principles we're trying to get young people to understand, especially our small businesses. We don't have big budgets to work with,
Yeah.
and we're not talking about big high production, type of thing. But we have to start somewhere.
Yeah. Well, it's a great place. You know, there are things that cost more and there are things that cost less. But the cost, it's to me, it's always about the quality and what's relevant for your needs. So when you clearly understand, what are my needs, where can I start, then the technology definitely can allow you to do a lot more, much more affordably. And as you stated, for options, if you're just getting on the internet. It depends on what type of business, different type of things. But if you're just getting on where you don't have if you don't have a heavy e-commerce, but you're more information focused, you're working to drive foot traffic, grow your database so that you can keep in touch with people, drive them inside your shop. That's where you want to start before you actually build your e-commerce. Because if you do have a clothing store shop, I do recommend that you do build a compatible e-commerce site so people can also shop online. But initially, you may just start, and I do suggest that when people start on the web, just to start in bits and pieces. You want a complete picture, but there's no need to get all the bells and whistles before you really understand how the web works and how it will benefit you. You need to have a clear understanding. So the WordPress sites can be great, and as you said, they're great add-ons, and they're even e-commerce, great e-commerce add-ons. You can definitely buy code, so you can buy some great designs, and so you can pick out wonderful designs. As I said, responsive designs, which is where the trend everyone's going. And when you hear responsive, what that means is this is a design in a format that will work on computers, on laptops, on mobile phones, on iPads, on pads, on Blackberries. What it means is that they will work across various different devices, the same thing. So you don't have to build all of these different websites. So when people say responsive, that's what's meant by that. And the WordPress sites, and this way, makes it more affordable. You're helping young people as well as getting yourself started, and then they have all of these great additional services, the coupon services, your video broadcasting. You have an opportunity to do that. So, Lazone, if they want to engage you, if anyone is interested in learning more, how can they get started with you? Where do they need to go?
Well, probably send them to our Streets University, streetsuniversity.org portal to get in contact with us because as an agency, I'm really working to flow much of that activity through our class and our graduates other than just on myself and the other staff primarily, which helps people getting a job, things of that nature there. Our website for the agency is ibsa-inc.org. But that's just the organization's website. We're really flowing things through the Streets University portal, and just can hit me up via email through there. That's info@streetsuniversity.org, and via phone 913-735-4272.